Hi, welcome back. I'm Christina with Clutter Rescue 911 LLC. I'm a professional home organizer in Tampa, Florida. I am going to make a video today about two of the most common questions that I get asked all the time. Question number one, how much is this going to cost me? And number two, how long is this going to take? So these are tricky. We're going to start with the second question. How long is this going to take? So when you work with a professional organizer, there's a lot of things. You have a project in mind. You know exactly what it is that you want to work on. But there's a lot of things that come into play as far as how fast or slow this is going to go. So a lot of it comes down to focus and interruptions. And what I mean by that is the more interruptions that you have, the slower the process is going to take. So consider that when you've decided to make a scheduled session with someone. If you have a baby or small children, make sure you've got some help or you have a sitter that can watch the children during that time. If someone else is at home, you can say, I need you to get the door or the phone if someone calls. If you've got people calling, you can say, just don't call me during this time. I really, really need to focus. So these are some things. If there's a lot of interruptions and you have to stop to constantly answer the phone, or you have people coming in and out all the time asking you for things, or just interrupting, this will definitely slow down the process. So just keep that in mind. Another thing is going to be, when I said about focus, is about, okay, so if you land on a box of keepsakes, or you've got some things that maybe have been passed down by somebody else in the family, and this is an emotional moment for you, like you just don't know what to do with this stuff, and you need to kind of talk about it and decide, well, maybe they aren't keepsakes. Maybe you have too many dishes, or you have 50 blankets or something, and you need to talk about it and decide, well, who gave me this, or how long have I had it, or do I have another one just like it? These are things that will ultimately slow down the process. So again, just something to keep in mind. It doesn't make it right or wrong. It's just things to keep in mind when you yourself are looking at a room saying, I wonder how long this is going to take. It would be impossible for an organizer to tell you how long. Now they can guess, of course, they can guess and say, oh, I think maybe we could get this done in 4 hours or 5 hours or whatever. But ultimately, they really cannot give you an answer for this, because it all depends on the interruptions and the focus. Another thing, if there are certain times where you've got some help, some people are going to come in and help you. You've got, maybe your spouse is going to work with you, or when you do your kids' rooms, they're going to be there to help. But if you've got help working, again, that sometimes can slow down the process, because now you have to run things by them too, but sometimes not. Sometimes it could speed it up. So these are also, that's also something to think about when you're trying to decide the timing. Another thing about timing is, if you don't have the products that you're going to need lined up after you're done. And what I mean is, let's say you're working on a closet and you have, both of you and your organizer, you've drug everything out. It's, you've purged, you've decided what's going and what's staying. And there you are looking at your empty closet and you're ready to put it all back in. And you don't have the stuff, right? You don't have, maybe you were planning on getting a few more shelves or a different shelving system. Maybe you needed a couple of shoe racks to throw in there, or some special hangers for organizing, and maybe baskets, or whatever the case may be. But if you don't have that stuff and now it's time to put everything back in, you're done. You can either shove it back in there and your organizer can come back another day and help you finish. Or you can leave it on the bed and take a break and go buy it all and come back. So even though I try not to, I know there's a lot of organizers out there that say, don't buy anything until you know what to get. I disagree. Personally, I disagree. I tell my clients through the walkthrough, I tell them what it is I think we're going to need, what some of my ideas are. And I say this, I want you to go get this and this and this. Keep the receipt. Don't take any of the price tags off, and we'll use what we use, and whatever we don't, you're free to take back. So you don't ever spend more than what you actually used. But when that time comes to put everything back in, we are most definitely going to need something. So you don't want to have to stop in the middle and then pay for your organizer to come back again. So keep that in mind when you're also wondering about timing. So the other question is, how much is this going to cost me? And these two questions go hand in hand every single time. Now, there are some organizers out there that will charge by the project. I personally don't know very many that will, because ultimately they'd be shooting themselves in the foot if they did that, only because of the first question about how long is this going to take? If I come to you and I say, well, I've done these before, I think this will take us 6 hours. And so I say, I'm going to do it for this amount of money. But then you have a lot of interruptions, or things don't quite turn out the way we think, and we don't get done in 6 hours. And now, and you can't do it another day. And so then it's like next week I have to come back, and it just drags out. As an organizer, it just wouldn't be smart to do that, because ultimately I'd be coming to your house several times. The job would be drug out way longer than I had expected. And I just don't know many that would do that. So that's why I say that interruptions, like your timing and your price, will go hand in hand. Now, prices vary between state, between organizer. So you'll definitely want to shop around and find someone. And I know the biggest question for a lot of people is budget, right? They say, well, I don't know what to expect. Well, you kind of, however long you think it's going to be, just know it's going to be longer than that, okay? I have done very few jobs where we get done and people go, wow, that was so fast. I can't believe it. No, it's very like involved. Organizing is very involved. So once you get in and you're like really getting into it, it just, time just goes and you don't even realize it. And next thing you look at the clock and you're like, holy cow, are you kidding me? That's been 5 hours. And you look around and you're not quite as to where you thought. It's just the nature of the beast. I mean, that's just the way it goes. So some organizers, I myself will tell people, I pay by hour. So if we get done in 4 hours, congratulations, we're done and I can leave. But if this takes longer, you should just be prepared for that, just in case. But let's say the job goes on and it's a 10-hour job and we're at hour 8. If you're done, then you're done. If you think you can handle the rest, then you're fine. You're on your own. So those are some things that you might be able to consider. Now, I do know, as far as budget, there are some housekeepers that also offer organizing, and there are some concierge services that will also offer organizing. Not that I'm saying anything against these, I just want you to be cautious, because just as you wouldn't go to the salon to get your hair done and then ask your hairdresser, say, could you help me with this bad tooth that's killing me? I can get you to do it cheaper than if I just went to the dentist. That's just the same thing as us, okay? So an organizer is not going to scrub your toilets, and they're not going to do your dishes when they're done. They are there to help you purge, sort, organize, pack, unpack, whatever that is, whatever their description is, that's what they're there for. So if you're looking for someone and you find someone, hey, she'll help me organize everything and she'll do my laundry. I mean, if that's what you're looking for, that's fabulous. But again, just be aware you get what you pay for. So as a professional organizer, this is what we do every day. This is what we do as a profession. And so just as you'd want to go to the dentist for the right things, I mean, you just want to be sure you know what you're doing. So above all of this, I know price is a big deal for some people, but what I want to tell you, above your price is going to be your connection with your organizer. So this would be why I would encourage you to watch videos of them and just get a feel of their personality and just their characteristics, and see if it's somebody you think you can vibe with. Me personally, I have a Facebook group that I have where I interact with the women all the time. So it's just me. I mean, I'm just out there. So if they don't have anything like that that's offered, certainly have, get them on the phone, talk to them, and just feel them out. Have them come for a consultation. But the vibe that you have with someone will be way more, it should weigh on you way more than how much you're going to spend. And I know you might be thinking, yeah, but I only have, $3 or $4 or $500 and I can't spend, 6,000, and I get it. But what I'm telling you is that if you hire someone, I don't care if you spend 60 bucks and you get the most amazing deal and she throws in laundry. It's if you're not vibing, if she's just rubbing you the wrong way, or, you know, if you're working with an organizer and they're just pushing you in a way that you're uncomfortable with, you need to know these things, because it won't matter how cheap you got that service. If you're not clicking with that person, you're not going to work well, and you're not going to get to where you want to go, because you're just not going to be able to stand to be around her. And you're going to work with her once and you're going to go, holy crap, I can't have that lady come back here anymore. So get to know somebody a little bit, and if it's a big job and you're just not sure, go for a few hours to feel them out. And certainly don't sign any giant contract unless, again, you've watched some videos or you've spoken to them, or you've connected with them in some way, and like, I'm feeling this lady, I can do this. Then go ahead. But if you're just not sure and you're strictly going off of a static website, you might want to try somebody out a little bit before you go in too deep. So if finances are a problem and you find someone that you're vibing and you're like, man, I love her, I think we could really do this, and she's expensive, just question her, just ask and say, this is what I've got. This is what I've got to work with. How can we work this out? Do we do a little and we stretch it over a period of time so that I have time to earn, a bit more in the process? But you're not going to be able to get your whole house done in the next 4 days if you've got $200 in your pocket. It's just not going to happen. So you're going to need to be realistic. But it doesn't mean that you can't work with the organizer that you really, really like. It just means you're going to have to work something out with them and see, ask them what their options are. Some give packages that cut down the price a bit. Some give, like I give referral discounts. So if you refer, you get some money off like that. I mean, you just got to check people out, but don't stress and think, well, this is all I have financially, so I can certainly not work with one of the good organizers. I'm going to have to go with somebody that's super cheap. That is not the case at all. And again, regardless of the price, keep in mind your vibe, okay? Keep in mind if this is someone, because if it's somebody that you're paying a lot of money for, and like I said, it's not working out, you're not getting what you want. But you could ultimately find someone regardless of the price, and you could be so much happier with the overall job just because you love just working with her. Like, the time is flying and you don't even feel it because you're just in it. She's got you going, and the two of you are just connected. So keep that in mind. Those are the two most common questions that are asked, and I hope this video helps you. My name again is Christina Cardin. I own Clutter Rescue 911, and you can go to .com or look me up at Clutter Rescue 911 on Facebook. I also have a private Facebook group called Clutter Rehab that is for women, where I'll teach you how to organize on your own. But these are all things that can connect you with me. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.